Hello and welcome to ABJ series. Over the years, Access Bank has grown to become one of the largest banks in Nigeria and Africa, transforming the landscape of the banking sector. This bank's success can be attributed to the genius of one man, Herbert Wigwe. Over the past 26 years, Wigwe-led Access Corporation has evolved from an obscure Nigerian bank into a world-class African financial institution. Today, the bank is one of the 5 largest banks in Nigeria in terms of assets, loans, deposits, and branch network, a feat which has been achieved through a robust long-term approach to client solutions, providing committed and innovative advice. The story of Access Bank will not be complete if Herbert Wigwe's name is not put into the picture. But who was Herbert Wigwe? Born in 1966, Herbert Wigwe was a Nigerian visionary who carved his path in the banking industry. After earning a bachelor's degree in accountancy and a master's degree in banking and finance, he honed his skills as a management consultant and chartered accountant. He further enhanced his knowledge with a Master of Science in Financial Economics and participated in the prestigious Harvard Business School Executive Management Program. Wigwe's career began at Coopers and Lybrad, where he transitioned from consulting to become a qualified chartered accountant. He then moved to Capital Bank, followed by a fruitful period at GT Bank, where he excelled in corporate and institutional banking, ultimately becoming the executive director in charge. In 2002, Wigwe and his partner Aiboje Imokude acquired Access Bank. Under their leadership, the bank underwent a remarkable transformation, rising from the 65th position to become the 4th largest bank in Nigeria by 2017. Access Bank's history dates back to 1988, when the financial institution was issued a banking license and 10 years later was listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. In March 2002, a new era dawned for Access Bank. The board of directors entrusted Aiboje Imokude and Herbert Wigwe with a seemingly impossible task: revamp the struggling bank into a leading Nigerian financial institution within 5 years, starting from March 2002 to March 2007. The challenges were immense, yet the board's faith was unwavering. Adding to this audacious vision was the appointment of Mr. Gbenga Oyebode, whose experience with leading Nigerian companies brought fresh perspectives to the boardroom. Together, this powerhouse team embarked on a complete overhaul of Access Bank. They abandoned old practices and charted a bold new course, one that would propel the bank toward becoming a world-class financial institution. In 2014, Herbert Wigwe took over from his longtime partner Aiboje Imokude as the CEO of the bank and took the bank through a series of impressive innovations that have made it stand out over time. When he took over the leadership mantle of Access Bank, the bank was number 5. Today, that bank is arguably number 1 in terms of parameters such as share capital, loans, deposits, reach, and customer satisfaction, because of his dedication, commitment, discipline, and expertise that's evidence for all and sundry to witness. The bank's growth and expansion over the years are exemplified in the multi-billion naira merger with Diamond Bank and the acquisition of Intercontinental Bank Plc much earlier. An inspirational leader par excellence and one of Africa's brightest minds in the financial sector, Wigwe has exhibited a strong bandwidth to engineer and transform for the big stage, as evidently seen in how he transformed Access Bank into one of Nigeria's top 5 banking institutions, with tentacles spread across sub-Saharan Africa and beyond. Today, with an annual revenue of more than 1.2 trillion naira and a net profit of 130 billion naira for the 2023 fiscal year, Access Bank is not just a Tier 1 bank. It has branches across Africa, which provides jobs for thousands across the continent. The financial institution, with a keen eye on facilitating trade and commerce across board, also boasts of a presence in France, Paris, and London, the United Kingdom. Access Bank has been a bank that has been focused on mainstreaming sustainable business practices into its operations, with support to women-led MSMEs and issuance of green bonds with its offshore partner, FMO Netherlands. The truth of the matter is that Herbert Wigwe's leadership is authentic, and in the ever-changing ecosystem of Nigerian banking, he rides the tides of the industry, which involves dictating the pace of change and influencing the thought of his time. His leadership was pivotal to the drive that led Access Bank Plc to morph into a holding company structure with multifaceted value offerings to the markets. Another innovation Herbert Wigwe engineered were the groundbreaking moves to support the UNICEF towards its projects for orphans and vulnerable children, with 5th Chuka Polo and Country Club via the construction of over 100 classrooms with requisite facilities to boost education in Kaduna State. This was done by organizing an Access Bank UK Polo Day in London, where $1.7 million was raised to broaden the scope of the initiative to support education and child empowerment across Nigeria. In 2019, Herbert Wigwe's led Access Bank merged with Diamond Bank in a move that saw Access Bank help rescue Diamond Bank when the latter was facing some difficulties. Access Bank under Herbert Wigwe was on an aggressive offshore expansion quest, which saw the bank operating in 14 countries in the world, including Kenya, Ghana, Mozambique, South Africa, Zambia, Rwanda, and the United Kingdom. The bank also owns majority shares in all the subsidiary countries abroad. The book value of the bank's investments in all its subsidiaries stood at 247.3 billion naira at the end of quarter of 2022, compared to 215.7 billion naira in 2021. This was mostly driven by its new footprint in Cameroon and an increase in investment in the UK subsidiary. Beyond Access Bank, Herbert Wigwe held various leadership positions. He chaired Access Bank Ghana, Access Investments and Securities, and Central Securities and Clearing System. At the time of his passing, he chaired Access Bank UK and served on the boards of the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company and Friends Africa. He was also a respected fellow of multiple prestigious institutions, including the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. Herbert Wigwe was married to Chizoba Wigwe Nwoba and had 4 children, Chizi, Tochi, Hannah, and David. He hailed from Isiokpo Ikwere local government area of Rivers State, but lived and worked in Lagos. Herbert Wigwe sadly died along with 5 other people on 10th February 2024 after their Eurocopter EC-130 helicopter crashed near Nipton, California on 9th February 2024. He was 57. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you later.